them and what that looks like on their end with your student. And then if you have any questions at the end, we'd be happy to answer them. So Kendra, I'm going to turn it over to you.
Hi, everybody. I'm Kendra, if I haven't met you already. I'm Miss McGaw. I am the 10th through 12th grade counselor. Miss Thomas and I thought it would be good to do these success plans so that we can kind of get an idea to get to know your students and decide, see what kind of path they wanted to go on in order to graduate. Oftentimes, these students don't know what all they need to graduate and what the expectations are, or even what kind of paths they have to graduate. And we thought sitting down with them and showing them these forms and kind of walking through them and seeing what all they would like to take. And that's the first page. And then there's three other pages. So we'll kind of walk through them and let you guys see how they are. Now I'll turn it to Ms. Thomas for the 7th, 8th, and 9th grade.
Yeah. So our plan eventually is that every student from 8th grade going into high school will have one of these plans starting in 8th grade. So they have an idea of what direction they're heading in. They start thinking about what they maybe want their art major to be, and they know what's coming for the next year. Because right around spring break is when we start getting questions about what about next year. So this kind of helps alleviate some of that anxiety and helps them learn to plan for the future. For 8th graders, it's learning about, what does it take to graduate high school and what are these credits going to look like? So I have done most of 9th grade and I've been working on 8th grade these last few weeks. 8th graders are taking quite a bit longer. They have a lot more questions, so we're working through it. I will go ahead and share an example of what we are looking at. So here we go. Okay, so all students will have a digital copy. I've also been giving students paper copies to bring home and hopefully share with you, their parents. We will start looking at goals and doing some career interest surveys in the fall every single year. For this spring, I have been focusing on this page and going over courses with them. So for an 8th or a 9th grader, they might have all of these classes filled out here, but they're not set in stone. It's just giving them an idea of maybe what they're interested in or what they might be taking later. So this is a student that is taking Algebra 1 Part A and Part B. So they've split Algebra 1 into 2 years, which still gives them all of the math credits they need to graduate. Maybe they aren't very confident in math, or they've been struggling with Algebra 1, or in pre-algebra, the teacher noticed that they were struggling with some things. So we chose the Part A and Part B route. All students have to have 4 years of English, 4 years of math, 3 of science, and 3 of social studies. We also require 2 years of a foreign language. And then PE and health are each 1 semester, and oral communications is 1 semester. So I also added this little part down here for major and minor in art to get them thinking about what they want to really focus on. That way, we want our students at the Arts Academy to choose an art focus so that by the time they graduate, they are an expert in whatever focus they have chosen. They have gone through at least 4 years of those specific art classes. And it really is a leg up for what they want to do in the future, be it college or some other route. I will also show, let's see. I will show the accelerated route for if they have either physical science or Algebra 1, which are the only high school classes that 8th graders can take and get credit for. That looks a little bit different. So here, if they have Algebra 1 and physical science in 8th grade, then their courses are moved up a little bit. Depending on what the student wants to do after high school, I would still suggest that they take an extra math class or an extra science class their senior year, or even their junior year. Some students maybe aren't pursuing anything in the sciences, and they're choosing only to do the prerequisites. If they have physical science in 8th grade, that could mean that they're done with science by their 11th grade year. If they are planning on going to college or pursuing a career in the sciences, we always suggest taking more classes so that they are better prepared. They have lots of options with both Comp 1 and Comp 2, our college level courses through NWAC. And then we also have a lot of AP classes available. And I'll let Ms. McGaw share more about that in just a minute. Foreign languages, we have Spanish in person, and French and German are offered online. This year, I think a lot of students got a better idea of what online learning looks like and whether or not that is a good fit for them. So that's been a good conversation with the 8th graders. A few of them are like, I did okay virtually. I think I want to try French. And others might say, no, I'm going to stick to in-person. I need a teacher in front of me for language learning. So it's giving them the opportunity to kind of think through their own skill set and what they're comfortable with, and start making those choices for themselves as well. On the other pages of the success plan is a place to track test scores and then to start building their resume. We really want to start building that resume in 9th grade. And for my 8th graders, I've talked to them about what they could maybe get involved in next year that could help build their resume, and what they're doing like in the community, extracurricular wise, if they're playing any sports, if they'd like to join any clubs. This year hasn't been a great year for having extracurriculars, but I want them to start thinking about what they might be interested in for next year. On the last page is a career interest survey. There are 2 different ones. The first career interest survey is based on what students are interested in. The second is based on personality types. Both have been used in career counseling for a very long time. They have pretty high efficacy, and some of the students have been surprised once they've taken it how accurate it is. But acknowledging that they might change as they go throughout high school. So we'd really like them to take this every year and document it so that they can track, what was I interested in 9th grade? How did that change in 10th grade? What am I really thinking that I want to focus on? And they start narrowing down their choices. I think the choices that are available to us can be overwhelming at times. So this gives them a place where they can focus it more, and see it, like that visual aspect of, oh, this is right in front of me, instead of it being, something maybe somewhere in the future they'll look at. So yeah, Ms. McGaw, if you want to talk about the upperclassmen.
Yes. Get back over there. Sorry, my mouse likes to walk. Let's see. We'll go through a standard plan for the upperclassmen. This is one that I have filled out for a junior, and up top it kind of talks about, we will talk about what they are anticipating into graduating with and going into college for, what they're pursuing and as a goal for a career. This is a track that the student has gone. They did take physical science in 8th grade, so they did miss 2 years of science, so they did take it. They will have to take chemistry or 1 science in 12th grade. They did choose to take one of the more advanced tracks in English, and so they have AP Lang this year and then AP Lit next year. These are some of the history classes. So sometimes they are broken up like this one, and sometimes they are grouped together, the civics and econ. Sometimes we do spread out the PE, health, and oral comm so that we can kind of align, full year classes together. This is some of the art classes that the student has chosen. They're more focused on the acting as it shows before. And then the next page does have some filled out. So On the AP courses, these are some of the AP classes that they are taking this year or projected future, and where we will keep track of their AP scores. And then the next section is the ACT exams. And when they do take the ACT exams, we do like to keep track of these for college references. And then the next part are some resume building things that the students can keep track of when they are part of these organizations and any kind of community service. Whenever they build their we work on building their resume in 11th, 12th grade. These are some key components that they will need to have on that resume. So this is kind of a mix between a standard and an advanced track. Let's see. And this is an advanced track. So this will include some AP and some early college experience classes. The early college experience classes and the AP English classes, we want to wait until they're in 11th grade. Standard is AP Lang for 11th grade and then AP Lit for 12th grade. And if they decide to take college comp classes, the college or English classes through NWAC, the English Comp 1 would be 11th grade English, and then English 12 would be the Comp 2. For math, the college algebra would count as their fourth math. There is also AP statistics and AP calculus, I believe. The science classes have to be pretty standard within the Arkansas Arts School. Some of the history classes can be taken through NWAC or through AP classes. So your civics class can be taken through AP Government or the college American Government. U.S. History can be taken through AP U.S. History or the early college experience U.S. History. And World History, we do have an AP World History that can be taken. I didn't put it on there. Health can be taken as personal health and safety through NWAC, and the public speaking can be counted as an oral comm credit. And that's the kind of couple of the tracks that we have talked to students about.
So parents, each of your students in grades 8 through 12 is going to come home with one of these student success plans, or will have done one with a counselor and have a digital version of it. Please look over it with them and talk about what they're thinking as far as careers or college. Help them have those conversations. The student success plan is really a tool that we've put in place to help you have conversations with your student about what their future looks like. So are there any questions from anyone about the student success plan? And if you haven't seen it yet, when you can expect it?
Yes, I have a question. This is Leslie, by the way, and I had a few questions. If your 8th grader is didn't take algebra this year, but they're have a really good grasp of 8th grade math, and the teacher actually thought she should be in algebra this year, but she had so many transitions and the pandemic, I was just kind of hesitant to put her in algebra this year.
Mm-hmm.
Is there a non-2-year algebra she can take as a 9th grader?
Yes. So standard algebra is Algebra 1, which is a single year. She does well in that. Ms. Gentry will suggest that she double up in geometry and Algebra 2 her 10th grade year so that she can continue on an advanced track from there and still get into AP calculus if she wants to. Okay. The split year algebra is just for our students who struggle. It's not a pathway that we would recommend for even the majority of our students.
Okay, and then the next question, thank you. And then the next question is, at one point, it's been a while, so I've forgotten, AP Bio is considered an elective credit and not a science credit. Is that still true?
That is true. And you must take standard biology in order to qualify for AP Biology. That's a College Board rule.
Okay, all right, thank you. And then I was trying to look for a course information guide, but couldn't find it on the website. Where could I locate a course information guide?
The course catalog for 2021 or 2022 will get sent to every parent tomorrow.
Oh, okay, awesome. Thank
You're
you.
welcome. I think we had a question in the chat box. Will we be offering French with a teacher in person next year? So we're going to be offering French through Virtual Arkansas next year. So the teacher will not be present in the classroom, but there will be an Arkansas certified teacher leading the class. So they will complete that work in the library and have instruction through the computer screen with the French instructor. And that's Virtual Arkansas, which you're welcome to look up online, is a program that's existed for about 20 years now, and they have a good reputation for helping students be successful in their environment and holding them accountable. How many college credit hours could a student acquire by the time they graduate? I think the most that we have a senior graduating with right now is 19. You can earn an associate's degree from NWAC by the time that you graduate, which I think is a total of, Kendra, help me out. How many hours earn an associate's degree?
About 60, I believe.
Okay.
They are required to start their sophomore year.
Their sophomore year.
And there's a very intricate track that they do have to follow. The classes are dual credit, so they will count as high school credits and as college credits. And so that's kind of how we do that path with them.
Thank you. So Miss Gilmore asked, will German be offered with a virtual teacher next year like French? Yes. So those are both going to be run through the Virtual Arkansas program. So there will be a live teacher in charge of those programs and doing actual instruction, but it will be through a computer screen. And then are virtual students able to meet with a counselor to help fill the form out? Yes.
So Kendra and I both have a Calendly link. They are welcome to schedule. After I finish up my in-person 8th and 9th graders, I will start reaching out to schedule if I have not heard from virtual students. I do know I had about 5 or 6 virtual students either mail back their forms or email me the forms. And so I'll probably be scheduling them first.
How do we access the student success plans? My kid came home with a blank piece of paper.
Sounds about right. You can email me for access, and I can add you to the success plan. Either me or their advisory teacher, they all have access to the digital versions of the success plans on the shared drive.
All right. Are there any other questions from parents? All right. Well, thank you everyone for joining us tonight and learning about student success plans and how we're trying to help every student start thinking about where they're going next from 8th grade forward. This video has been recorded, or this meeting has been recorded, and it'll be posted on our YouTube site for everyone to access. So if you came in late, you can go back and watch the whole thing. Or if you're like, I don't remember what they said, I want to watch that again, it'll be there for perpetuity, as Taryn and Kendra both cringe. So you're welcome to watch it as often as you want to. And if you think of a question later that you didn't get a chance to ask now, you email either Ms. Thomas or Ms. McGaw or myself, and we'll be happy to answer your question.
Thank you for the meeting.
Yeah, absolutely. You guys have a wonderful evening.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.